once the exam was over, I think I experimented with a lot of clay
Okay.
and just on sculpting uh, the
So
characters
you
that I
mean after the
sketched.
first round was over?
Yeah, after the first round was over,
Okay.
I started experimenting with clay. Like, so if I design a character, like if a character description is given,
Hmm.
how do I design it and how do I create it? How does it look in 3D?
Hmm. Hmm.
So just went in and out, which actually kind of helped out in the end
Mhm.
because that was a studio test question.
That's great.
Because a lot of times I've seen like people who want to go into animation, who has, including me,
Hmm.
like when we start off, we think that if I want to learn animation, I have to learn the 3D software today. But by the end of
Yeah.
the night, I should make Disney quality 3D animation tonight. That's not how it works. There's a lot of uh,
Right.
there's a lot of planning that goes behind it. There's a lot
Hmm.
of pre-production area that goes
Right.
behind it, and that's where I fell in love with
Hmm.
animation. The pre-production area. At first, I know that I don't have a holistic view. I know that there's still a lot more to like learn, and views may change in the future. But
Right.
yeah,
What did they give you in the studio test?
in the studio test, the first question was giving a movie review. They showed an animated video, and we had to identify the type of animation and give a movie review about it. And it was quite interesting because it didn't feel like a test.
Hmm.
I told that to myself before I walked into the test as well. I was so scared. I told myself, "Hey, this is not engineering. You got this."
Yeah.
And went in there, and it was nice questions. And the second question was storyboarding,
Hmm.
which was fun.
Right.
And the third question was sculpting, which was again fun.
Fun.
And this time, at one point, I lost track of time, and
Hmm.
in a nice way, in the nicest way possible, I lost track of time
Mhm.
because I was doing it, and I was like, "This is so nice. It doesn't feel like a test." And I realized, "Oh, it's a test." And yeah, so and I think it's quite important to keep a level head. I mean, like
Hmm.
to be in the moment and like
Yeah.
to have fun
Hmm.
and not let the fear, you know, cripple you.
Hmm.
Because the first time I walked into like NID DAT exam, the person who was sitting in front of me has like turned around before the exam and asked me like, "What did you do your bachelor's in?" And I said engineering, and I asked him, and he said fine arts, and I was like, "Oh no,
Wow.
this is."
Right.
Like he probably learned how to draw for like 4 years, and
Yeah.
and I've been going in an opposite direction for 4 years. So it's
Hmm.
okay. There are going to, and do not look around. And during the exam, it's important
Hmm.
because.
Hmm.
And on the other side, I could hear people talking about 3D softwares like Blender, Maya, Unity 3D, and I'm like, oh, Unity 3D is
Yeah.
something I worked on, but the rest I haven't worked on yet, and that's okay. That's okay. Go through
Right.
this test first.
Right.
So yeah, that was it. And
Hmm.
it's important to learn how things move
Hmm.
before you learn the software to move them, because
Yeah.
otherwise they're gonna look wonky.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the idea is to commit your time to learning and knowing that there's still a lot more to learn, no matter how much you learn, and just
Hmm.
enjoying the process of it. That's what's gonna,
Right.
that's what's kept me going.
Yeah.
Because when I quit my job in January, it was very difficult. It was very scary, just stopping a source of income right there
Yeah.
and just trusting that the exams would go well.
Hmm.
So, so yeah, it's important to like what you do and
Yeah.
just go research about it.
And after let's say they've given you a storyboard, the sculpting, and what did they ask you to do? What did they ask to sculpt?
They gave a character description
Hmm.
and uh, they told us to draw the character
Hmm.
and then sculpt that character.
With which material?
They gave us, I think it's clay, like the natural kind.
Okay.
It's not the store bought air dry clay. It's the thing that you do pottery with.
Okay. Okay.
It's so silty, and it's a very good quality. I think it's called terracotta clay, if I'm not wrong. I'm
Okay.
really sorry if I'm wrong. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
and they gave us like a small tub of water. And
Mm.
it was really nice.